Amidst the dazzling urban skylines of Canada's major cities, Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal, there exists a stark and sobering contrast. Towering skyscrapers and high-end boutiques share space with public areas that have become makeshift shelters for those who have lost their homes. This is the face of homelessness in Canada. From tents in parks to bus stops and the shadows beneath overpasses, these places silently bear witness to a deepening crisis. Homelessness in Canada is far more than the absence of a roof over one's head. It is a collapse of the social safety net, reverberating through individuals, families, and entire communities. This is the face of homelessness in Canada.
30% increase is far more than our economy can sustain, and now we know that homelessness is costing us billions of dollars.
It made perfect sense now why my lungs were so bad, why my sinuses were so bad.
Very cold start to 2022, but some people who would have been struggling to stay warm on the streets tonight now have a place to get out of the cold.
Over the past decade, homelessness in Canada has taken an alarming turn. According to data from the Canadian Observatory on Homelessness, approximately 235,000 people experience homelessness annually. Each night, more than 25,000 individuals find themselves sleeping on the streets or in emergency shelters. Major cities like Vancouver and Toronto report the highest numbers, with over 8,000 cases each in 2023. And then there are the so-called hidden homeless, people who slip through the cracks of official statistics. These are individuals couch surfing or staying temporarily with friends or family, whose numbers are believed to be twice as high as reported figures, adding a layer of complexity to an already dire situation. On any given night, between 30,000 and 35,000 Canadians lack a place to call home. The average stay in emergency shelters has risen sharply, from just over 30 days in 2005 to more than 51 days by 2021. While the rate of shelter use per 10,000 people has declined since 2005, the economic toll of homelessness remains staggering. It costs Canada approximately $7.05 billion annually, factoring in healthcare, social services, and the criminal justice system. The demographics of homelessness reveal troubling inequalities. Men account for 66.7% of the homeless population, while Indigenous peoples, who make up only 5% of Canada's population, represent a shocking 39% of those experiencing homelessness. Youth aged 13 to 24 face unique vulnerabilities, particularly those identifying as LGBTQ+, often driven into homelessness by family conflict or domestic violence. This intersection of age, identity, and marginalization compounds their risks, making them one of the most at-risk groups in the country.
It made perfect sense now why my lungs were so bad, why my sinuses were so bad, why my ear.
The lives of Canada's homeless population reflect a heartbreaking and multifaceted reality. In a country celebrated for its high quality of life, thousands are forced to live without homes, enduring extreme weather and struggling daily just to survive. Homelessness in Canada is broadly defined as the condition of lacking stable housing or any immediate prospect of finding permanent shelter. However, this definition barely scratches the surface of the complex and deeply human experiences of those living without a home. Many homeless individuals seek refuge in public spaces, beneath bridges, at bus stops, or in urban parks. Worn tents and makeshift cardboard shelters provide some semblance of cover, but are woefully inadequate against Canada's brutal winters and scorching summers. Emergency encampments, while a temporary solution, often lead to tragic outcomes. Fires in these encampments have claimed lives in several cities, as makeshift heating methods turn deadly. In 2023 alone, a report from the Calgary Homelessness Foundation revealed that 436 homeless individuals died on the streets of Calgary, nearly double the number from the previous year. Vancouver faced a similarly grim reality, recording 51 deaths, prompting the city to declare homelessness a civil emergency, or an use. Access to basic sanitation and essential facilities is another severe issue. Makeshift camps often face dire health risks due to unsanitary conditions and infestations of pests like rats. The challenges don't stop there. Substance abuse and mental health disorders are prevalent, with 61% of homeless individuals citing addiction as a major struggle. Authorities frequently respond to these camps with evictions rather than offering tangible support, compounding the crisis. Behind the statistics lies a harsh truth. This ongoing tragedy is fueled by soaring living costs, a lack of affordable housing, and past experiences of domestic conflict or abuse. While public spaces like libraries provide temporary refuge, they do little to address the root causes of homelessness, which remains a growing and unresolved challenge in Canada.
Shivering under blankets, sleeping under piles of blankets covered in snow.
Really stressful. The city doesn't want to help us. They don't want to build apartments for the homeless. They'd rather build it for other people, like newcomers.
Homelessness in Canada is heavily concentrated in urban centers, where economic and social pressures are at their peak. Vancouver, for instance, faces a severe housing crisis exacerbated by skyrocketing property prices. The downtown East Side neighborhood has become the epicenter of homelessness, a stark illustration of the crisis. Toronto, Canada's largest city, reports the highest number of homeless individuals, with around 10,418 cases. The city's insufficient shelter capacity only worsens the situation, leaving many without even temporary housing. While Montreal's homeless population is smaller than Toronto or Vancouver, it is experiencing a significant surge, particularly among individuals with mental health challenges. Even outside these major cities, regions like Greater Victoria are grappling with a growing homelessness problem. In 2023, a point-in-time survey reported 1,665 homeless individuals in Greater Victoria, reflecting a 9.32% increase since 2019. The soaring housing market in British Columbia continues to play a critical role in this troubling trend.
That's the thing, we got an SRO, we finally got a place, so they call it, and the landlord tried to rape me.
Among Canada's homeless population is a largely unseen group known as the hidden homeless. Despite their absence from official statistics, this group is estimated to include over 400,000 people annually. These individuals temporarily stay with friends, relatives, or in informal shelters, lacking the security of sustainable housing. The hidden homeless encompass a wide range of vulnerable groups, including youth, Indigenous communities, newcomers to Canada, seasonal workers, and individuals leaving institutions without a clear destination. Unlike those who access formal homelessness services, hidden homelessness is difficult to quantify. A survey revealed that on any given night, as many as 50,000 Canadians experience this precarious state, existing on the edge of housing insecurity, but often invisible to public systems of support. Homelessness in Canada arises from a complex interplay of factors, with economic hardship and skyrocketing housing costs among the most significant. Many Canadians struggle to keep up with the rising cost of living, particularly in urban centers. For instance, in Toronto, the average monthly rent reached $2,600 in July, far beyond the means of someone earning minimum wage at just $16.55 per hour. This financial strain extends to vulnerable populations such as seniors relying on pensions or individuals living on disability benefits, many of whom find it increasingly difficult to retain stable housing. Family conflicts, particularly domestic violence, are another leading cause of homelessness, especially among women and children. Mental and physical health challenges also play a significant role, often making it hard for individuals to maintain employment or housing stability. Government support for social housing has been insufficient, exacerbating the problem. Additionally, property speculation has worsened the crisis. In cities like Hamilton, eviction notices tied to renovations, known as renovictions, increased by an astounding 983% between 2017 and 2022. These practices have displaced countless tenants, including single mothers and families, pushing them closer to homelessness. Mental health issues further deepen the cycle. Many homeless individuals report poor health conditions that not only impact their daily lives, but also reduce their ability to find or keep stable housing. This creates a vicious cycle where the lack of affordable housing heightens their vulnerability, perpetuating the crisis. The homelessness crisis in Canada carries profound social and economic consequences. On a societal level, communities become fractured as homeless individuals face stigma and discrimination that deepen their isolation. Economically, homelessness is a costly issue, demanding significant resources for emergency health care, law enforcement, and social assistance programs. Studies show that chronic homelessness can cost as much as $53,000 per person annually, placing immense strain on already overburdened healthcare and social systems. These impacts ripple through society, creating challenges that extend far beyond the individuals directly affected. Every individual experiencing homelessness has a story, often filled with heartache and resilience. Take Michael, for example. At 32 years old, he is a German immigrant living in Vancouver who battles schizophrenia. For now, he sleeps on his girlfriend's couch while awaiting housing assistance. Michael dreams of a future where more shelters and permanent housing options are available. Mayor Gregor Robertson has acknowledged the city's efforts to construct new housing units, but admits that additional funding is urgently needed to meet the growing demand. Stories like Michael's echo throughout Vancouver's history. The book Street Stories offers a deep dive into the city's relationship with homelessness, tracing its evolution from 1907 to the present. It explores how outdated societal views about the deserving and undeserving poor still influence policies and perceptions. The book also sheds light on numerous programs and initiatives that have been attempted over the years, most of which failed to provide long-term solutions. Then there's Parisa, who has been homeless for over 3 years, sleeping outside in the unforgiving elements. She has been on the housing wait list even longer. Parisa recounts the constant displacement she and others face as police repeatedly clear encampments without offering alternative shelter. As winter looms, she fears another season of bitter cold could prove fatal.
It sucks. It's getting colder and colder, and they keep moving us around. Like, where did they expect us to go?
Efforts to combat homelessness in Canada are not new. Among them is Reaching Home, Canada's homelessness strategy, a community-based initiative designed to prevent and reduce homelessness nationwide. With a budget of approximately $4 billion, the program supports urban, rural, and remote communities in addressing local homelessness challenges. Reaching Home has set an ambitious goal to reduce chronic homelessness by 50% by the years 2027 to 2028. One of its key strategies is the Coordinated Access System, which ensures that those in greatest need receive prioritized housing and services. The program also aims to deepen the understanding of homelessness in Canada, allocate additional funding for Indigenous communities, and support safe, affordable housing projects tailored to diverse populations.